Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedic, you go to Brock. You need a roof, you call the winner of the best roofing company in the best of Baton Rouge, Parish Construction and Roofing. Drew's here. Barry. Who's Barry? Who's Barry? Hey, who's Barry? All right. Unique Physique, Unique Aesthetics and Wellness, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars, code MAT15, MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off your order. Okay, what's good, y'all? How about it? So if you caught Locked On LSU a couple days ago, we went through our recruiting episode and we told you about the 5 stars that were visiting. 5-star number 1 player in the country. Jalen Brewster. The 5-star number 1 receiver out of New Orleans, Easton Royal on campus. But they didn't stop there. 5-star edge, Abraham Cissé, East Coast out of Pennsylvania, thought to be a Notre Dame lane. Well, a late ad. How about 5-star athlete Xavier Saab, who also 6'1", 180, top athlete in the class of 2027. Wide receiver, safety, remains to be seen what he'll project as, but Saab he's number 22 overall in the country. So a guy who's actually taken a bunch of visits to Rutgers. He's from New Jersey, but again, a fourth 5-star that's visiting this weekend for LSU. So been following along social media. Ed Orgeron's been taking photos with the guys over by the Tiger Cage with all the recruits. So they got Coach O recruiting, which is awesome. Again, that's the thing he does great, man. Recruiting, defensive line. So anyway, big recruiting weekend for LSU, these official visitors. Again, as a reminder for those who aren't familiar, official visitors different than an unofficial. An unofficial is when the prospect pays their way. Official visits, prospects can only make 5 of those. So you got to be really selective, and that's when the school pays for the prospect and a guest, flight, hotel, meals, all that sort of stuff. They can pay for everything. So, and you can only, prospects can only make 5 official visits. So, anyway, let's see. All right, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Regional baseball underway. How about 4 is the most ever? 4 seeds yesterday beat 1 seeds. And for the first time ever, the number 1 overall seed lost their opening game. So UCLA, the tournament's number 1 overall seed, lost to St. Mary's, the 4 seed in their regional. So lots of upsets yesterday for regional baseball. Ole Miss and won in extras against Arizona State. Tennessee lost in 14 innings against East Carolina. So a little bit of Florida was on the ropes. Walk-off homer to win it in the bottom of the 9th. So crazy day of baseball to start regional play. It's a bummer the Tigers aren't in there, but still, heck of a day of baseball. Okay, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. If you're listening on podcast, thank you. Please subscribe on your favorite podcast app. We'll say some good mornings here. Hey, Kelly Gross, good morning. Jacob, good morning. Thomas, Shabbat Shalom, good morning. Hey, Brian, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania this year. A lot of upsets in the tournament. You're right, Little Rock was one of them. Yep, so Little Rock beat Southern Miss. I need to text Coach Chris Curry from Little Rock and congratulate him. Let him know we talked about it on the show yesterday. So he was, again, if you weren't here on Tuesday morning, I was in Arizona and I randomly got a text from Chris Curry, who's the head coach from Little Rock. And I shared this on AFR yesterday as well, but he basically said, here it is. He said, Matt, this time of year, I'm reminded of your first question to me. How much do you hate LSU? Haha, that was great. In all seriousness, keep up the good work. Hope you and your family are well. That's Curry. And so I was like, Coach, a lot of people, respect your squad a lot, pulling for you. He said, it means a lot. The 2025 regional and LSU fans will always be special to me for how well they treated us. And he said, I still get a lot of messages and encouragement and was flooded with positive emails and letters last year from LSU fans. I hope they adopt us this year in the postseason. Well, I think that's going to work. So nice win for Little Rock yesterday. Hey, Billy, good morning. We're going to have the best Saturday ever. Thanks, man. We're going to go ride some elevators here in a little bit. Where's my mic now? Oh. Good catch. Thank you. Hang on. Hang on. You should have my audio now. Hang on, working on the camera. Hang on. Hang on. Bro, what? I mean, hold on. I'm trying to get my USB camera. Hang on. We're almost back. Give me a sec. But I guess let me switch it to this side. Hang on. All right. Light's going to go off. Hang on. Lights back. Hold on. And good camera. There we go. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Jesse, morning. Interesting regional games, some impressive upsets. Yeah, man. Heck of a day of baseball. And look, I am not a cheer for the conference guy. Y'all know that about me. I do not need to see A&M winning and Georgia making a run, or all these teams lose. I'm good with them all of them lose. Bigo Tez, good morning. Hard to enjoy CWS with no LSU present. Well, I mean, we're not even at the CWS, just the regional round. But look, the bottom line is if you're a college baseball fan, you can watch college baseball even when LSU's not playing. Like, I'm a college football fan, so even if LSU's not in the college football playoff, I'm still going to watch college football playoff. So I may not have a rooting interest, but I can still watch college baseball. Hey, Brian. Yep, Auburn lost as well at home, which was really stunning to see. Auburn, UCLA both losing. Brad, good morning. Who's your longest tenured sponsor on your radio show? I think it's either South Point Volkswagen or Darren James. I think they were around the same time. That is very. It's South Point or Darren James. It might be South Point. They're South Point and Darren are kind of were around the same time. Austin, good morning. On my way to Houston to see Godsmack and STP. No way. Okay, so who's the front man for STP now? And by the way, I do love Godsmack. I hope they do Realign. That'd be great. Favorite Godsmack song. That's huge. I'm just curious, like, I know a lot of bands whose lead singers have died get new lead singers. I'm just curious who the front man for SDP is now. Mike Slim, good morning. Chance, do you wear a hoodie and make as the cold plunge? Yes. Rick, good morning. Saw a video of him showing number one D-line technique. Steven, is either Justin Jefferson or Jamar in town to help recruit Royal? I doubt it. I mean, they've got OTAs right now in the NFL, so I don't think either of them are here. And I know there's also rules against like contact with you have former players having contact with recruits and different stuff like that. So I don't know specifically those rules, so I don't think that's happening there now. Let's see. Morning, Matt. Recently came across the solo jingle. That should definitely be the way forward. The solo jingle. You mean when I sang it? The a cappella jingle? Ryan, good morning. I could see P4 Jobs calling Chris Curry real soon. Oh, yes. This is back-to-back years now where he's won. He's won multiple. He won multiple tournament games last year, and now with the upset yesterday, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of what SEC jobs could or will come open. South Carolina obviously is open, but yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Good morning. Summer heat is upon us, folks. JW Bates, morning, Matt. Drew and Erika. Thought I missed you this morning. Nope. So I got up early, but I had some work to do. I had to do some stuff for the website, and then I cold plunged, and then showered, and then just a delay. I mean, anyway, just a late start. Hey, Rick. Coach O doing his thing. BR Drewski. Rob. With all the rule changes we have now, how do they only let you have 5 official visits? They're getting paid $5 million, which is another visit. Well, I guess you could look at it and say, well, first of all, not everybody's getting paid $5 million. I think that's the thing to keep in mind, Rob, is like not every prospect is getting that much money, right? So remember, if you've got 85 scholarship players, or if you've increased it to go over that number, like not all of those players are getting 7 figures. Not all of them are getting 6 figures. Some of them might, be getting 10 grand, whatever, if everybody gets something. But the point is, like, the majority of college athletics are the ones that aren't getting NIL, right? We have kind of reframed the way we think about this to think that's the norm. That's not normal. It's like we think about the NFL. We're like, these millionaire NFL players. Well, not really. I mean, yeah, Patrick Mahomes signed a $400 million contract, but let's see. So like the Saints signed TJ Hall, right? To their 7th round pick to a 4-year, $4.5 million contract. So that's over 4 years, right? So about a million per. Average annual salary of $1.1 million. His signing bonus was $177K. That's before taxes, agent fees, and that's a non-guaranteed contract. So like the only thing he's guaranteed is a signing bonus, which was $170,000 before taxes and agent fees. So that's more the norm, right? Not what we think of as all these athletes getting super rich. There are some of them who do, but it's fewer and far between. Hey, Phil, good morning. Lamar looked good early against A&M after leading 5-0. Couldn't close the deal. Hope they do well against USC this afternoon. Go Cards. Yeah, man. Lamar put a scare into A&M. Who was it? Played Florida. Ryder. Florida needed a walk-off homer to win that game in the 9th. I mean, Ole Miss ended up winning in extras. I mean, SEC went 9-2 yesterday. The only game that didn't finish was Georgia. It got postponed because of weather. But could have been way worse. Hey, Dad, good morning. Abner Neal, good morning. Have a blessed weekend. Thank you. Same to you and yours. Sylvain, if the one-time transfer rule is implemented, how much do you think that affects Kiffin's recruiting portal strategy? Do you think the threat of it will impact his strategy this year? I don't think it impacts anything this year because I don't think that's realistic to be implemented by next year. And I'm also not sure that that's constitutional. Again, I don't believe that bill that was proposed this week, A, is even close to being implemented, B, will actually be implemented. All right. Tiger Poppy, good morning. Jesse, exactly we can watch college baseball with no stress making excuses at work to watch my phone. That was the one thing yesterday. At least I wasn't doing a radio show while an LSU baseball game was on, if we want to look at the singular positive. Tiger Poppy, Team Rude. Thank you, man. SJ Mass said, not relief windows. No, relief windows came on at the beginning of 2015. It was we were in Houston. Drew was born in July of 14, and I remember sometime late 14, or maybe we started talking relief windows beginning of 15 is when they came on. So relief window has been a decade, more than a decade. But South Point and Darren James were both in like 2010, 2011. We sometimes RV. Good morning. Stephen Douglas. Has anyone ever looked at how a Louisiana recruit is treated after their football career is over by his community in high school if they decide to play for an LSU rival? Sure. I mean, I think that's always a part of, flip it. I think something that's always part of the recruiting pitch is how guys who go to LSU are treated, like even if their football career doesn't work out. Like you can have a career in Louisiana. Something they always tell kids to consider is if you're from here, you go away to school, think about that if you want to come back. It's not to say you can't come back to Louisiana, but you're going to be viewed differently than someone that played at LSU. Most young people don't have a 40-year vision, but that is something that I know LSU sells. It's like, don't think of the 40-year vision, think of the 40-year vision. Antonio, good morning, Matt. Have the been following coverage on the coverage on Houston? Seems to me the media outside of BTR don't cover him with positivity. Antonio, you're going to have to help me out there, man. I'm not sure what you're saying. Sorry, bud. Tried to see STP 5 times. Scott Weiland didn't come out, including the show where he died in Tampa. Now, I'm fortunate that I got to see Scott Weiland, but it was with Velvet Revolver, which was actually an amazing show. It was at Voodoo Fest in New Orleans. So Velvet Revolver, for those who aren't familiar, it was Guns N' Roses with Scott Weiland, the lead singer from STP, Stone Temple Pilots, as their lead singer. So they formed like this super band, right? So it was Scott Weiland with Slash and Duff and Matt from Guns N' Roses, and they formed Velvet Revolver, which was awesome. And so I got to watch them at Voodoo Fest, and they played Velvet Revolver songs and some STP songs and GNR songs. It was awesome. So thankfully I did get to see Weiland. I never saw him with Stone Temple Pilots, however. And recently, a couple of years ago in Houston, got to see the Guns N' Roses reunited. Hey, Ryan, good morning. Let's see, Gub's just headed to Daytona Beach for next week. A little fun in the sun with the kiddos, some extended family. Awesome, man. Y'all enjoy your time. Is LSU softball in the College World Series? They are not. They lost in the Super Regional at Alabama last weekend. Kyrie, what's good, man? Going to play competitive 7-on-7 with the boys, which is luck. Is modeling the best shortstop in LSU history, top 5 list. You could make the argument for Milam as the best defensive shortstop in LSU history. I mean, Bregman's obviously going to be on the list. He won the Brooks Wallace. It probably tops the list, right? If you're just kind of sketching it out just off the top of my head, Bregman, Milam. If I'm just throwing out the list, of who would be in consideration, Terrio would be on that list. He started his career at second base, but started 2 years at shortstop. Obviously, was a third-round pick and was a shortstop on the national championship team in 2000. Defensively, I know he had a rough patch in his career, but Jordan Thompson was as gifted a player as LSU had. What? Put him in a swimming pool, Erica? We're going to swim in the pool, Erica? Okay. Jason Williams has got to be on the list. He was a 4-year starter. Never heard of America. I mean, I'm thinking back to Andy Sheets, back in the day. I'm just kind of going through the years in my head. Guys like Ivan Nakarada. Well, you have Austin Nola, who obviously was a great defensive player and was inserted as a freshman and ended up playing 4 years. I mean, that's unless there's someone obvious that I'm missing. Oh, Aaron Hill. Yeah, Aaron Hill belongs on the list. If you combine college, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's 7 right there. That's 7 right there. So, unless there's someone just very obvious that I'm missing. I mean, if I go just in no order, Bregman, Milam, Terrio, Thompson, Jason Williams, Austin Nola, Aaron Hill, and Andy Sheets. I might be leaving someone off of that list, so you'll tell me if I did. But I think that's probably your list, and in some order, you pick your 5. Hey, Cheryl, good morning. Mike, good morning. I want to thank you for all the behind-the-scenes work you put in preparing all your content. I can't imagine how you do it, but the results speak volumes. Keep it up. Thanks. Thank you, Mike. Very kind of you, man. What, baby?
My wife, Erica.
My wife, Erica. My wife. I love you. Love you. Period, Erica. Okay. I love you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Yeah, man. All the but you know what I say, Mike, about all the you talk about like the prep and the behind the scenes work. That's my job, right? Like that is the job. The fun part is doing shows when you turn on the mic. I always give you a comp, like if you want a sports comp, it's like practice is all the hard work. The game is the fun part. So like show prep is the work. Doing the show is the fun part. It's just executing everything you prepared. And that's what I do all day, right? So it's always joke. Maybe one day I'll grow up and get a real job, but as long as they pay me to talk about sports, I'll keep doing that. Hey, Michael, let's see. The rule changed in 23. Recruits can take as many officials as they want. They can only take one official visit to each school. Okay, good to know. Rob Boudreaux, I get it. I was using an extreme example of what's another 10 to 20K to get guys on campus, especially ones that aren't making the big bucks. Well, honestly, Rob, if we're being very real, even when guys take unofficials, right? We think they maybe have a little help getting that flight booked, and I don't know. Ontario. Did that scare you?
How?
What?
Guys, like,
Oh, okay? Hang on. Hey, do you want to go change your clothes first?
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered.
what of
From the top of your roof
They'll say it.
all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing.
That's the song
Parish
that
built.
What?
I love the song that
Parish
They'll say it.
from your hometown.
All right, Parish Construction and Roofing. Remember, if you need an orthopedic, go to Brockton Roof. You call Parish Construction and Roofing. Let's see. Being a Red Sox fan, LSU baseball fan this year is brutal. Wasn't Pluckers the longest for a while? Yeah, Pluckers was my first ever sponsor back in 2007 when I was still at the Score 1210 when Josh Ennis and I were doing the fastest hour. My guy, Stevie Levy, the king of the wing. Sultan of the sauce. Yeah, man. But Steve closed down Pluckers, moved, going to do different things. I've been running those restaurants since he was 23, back in 2003, and was just ready to move on. So, rip to Pluckers. I miss it. Hey, Dwayne, good morning. Gumptious, I was at the Voodoo Fest. Only cooler show was Audio Slave. I love Audio Slave, too. Stadler's morning. I've heard your thoughts on the 2014 playoffs. I wondered your thoughts. I feel it only works if every conference schedules at least 2 non-conference Power 4 games to strengthen the resume. It'll work either way, but what needs to happen is the formula used to select the teams has to value strength of schedule. If your strength of schedule is weighted to reward you for scheduling tough games, then you're incentivized to do so. Otherwise, you're just going to keep seeing what you see right now, which is garbage non-conference scheduling. And I mean, you heard Lane Kiffin say it as well. He was not in favor of moving to 9 league games, and even said this week, actually, I think it was on the Part of My Take interview where he talked about his non-conference schedule at Ole Miss. They never scheduled anybody tough because they were, I think he said they were 20-0 in non-conference games during his time at Ole Miss. And you also because you're taking guys out of the game, you're keeping their snap counts lower as well. So you're at no risk of losing, and you keep your guys fresh because you keep the snap counts low. Well, who loses is you and me, the fan, because we have to watch these garbage games that nobody wants to see. But if everybody scheduled appropriately, or you were incentivized to schedule a tougher game, you do it. Like if scheduling that tougher game in September was the difference between having a bye in week 1 of the playoffs and playing, or having a home game or traveling, or making the playoff and not making the playoff, then you're going to schedule that game. Hey, David, good morning. Raging Jalen the Cajun, love it. Hey, Brian, do you think we get a commitment coming out of the weekend? I don't know, Brian. I mean, I know they are pushing hard to flip Easton Royal. What up, G? I do know that there are people close to Easton Royal that Easton Royal likes LSU, maybe wants to be at LSU. I think there are people in his camp that want him to move on. That's all I have to say about that. Hey, Dakota. Good morning. God bless you and your family. Thank you, man. Same to you and yours. Dwayne, 162 down. There we go. Thomas. Team Drew. Let's see, Brian. A few months ago, you didn't want to share some news regarding Easton Royal current legislative talk. Is it a new bill about disclosing what players make? It is not about that, no. Period, Erica. What? Never heard of America? There was talk. What up, Jay? Yeah, Brian, there was talk of of the legislature potentially introducing and approving, via LHSAA, a transfer rule that would allow athletes to transfer once in the LHSAA. And I think there was if that would ever get approved, I think could be the possibility that there was chatter that Royal would consider that. What? Why, Erica? And again, I don't want to spread rumors, and that was sort of the crux of that, but nothing has come of that. So he's at Brother Martin, as far as I understand, at Brother Martin. But months ago, when we were having that conversation, when there was the discussion of the potential of a transfer, let's just say there was some interest, obviously, in some places in getting Royal to transfer into the Baton Rouge area. Put it to you that way. Hey, Brad, good morning. I've been in Kansas for a while, so I'll be watching the Jayhawks and the Hogs. Very good. Brad, I was thinking, even though the 2023 team was flawed, if there was a 2014 playoff, I don't think anybody wanted to play LSU because of Jaden. It's very true. I mean, that would have been a team that could have really caused issues. I mean, the ones that I always bring up, 01 LSU got better as the season went along. It blew the doors off the Big Ten champion Illinois in the Sugar Bowl that year. 06, the team with Jamarcus, they lost the 10-9 game. I'm sorry, the 7-3 game at Auburn, and then they lost the game at Florida with the no fumble at the goal line. I think that team in 06, remember Florida that year, 06 was the year Michigan, Ohio State played a 1-2 matchup the final weekend of the regular season. Ohio State won it. And then Florida beat Arkansas in the SEC championship, and Florida played Ohio State for the championship. Florida blew the doors off of them. I think LSU would, in a playoff, would have won the national championship in 06. Hey, Mark. USM Baseball got upset by the same team that beat LSU last year. I'm well aware. Break up the Little Rock. What? Trojans. What? I think Little Rock is great. I think their coach, Chris Curry, is, some have mentioned here, is probably in line for a big job after this year. I miss Plucker so much. Best wings, onion rings, holy macaroni ever. I know, dude. And the thing is, Devin, like a lot, Eric will tell you, like a lot of NFL Sundays, like I'll DoorDash wings and watch games at the house. And so like I would DoorDash Pluckers almost like every Sunday. And this year, man, I tried a lot of different places, from like the wing places to other places that have wings, and nothing like it, man. What, baby? Wing places, Erica. Lou, you always wear a hoodie in the morning because of the cold plunge. Someone asked me that earlier in this episode, Lou. Most weekdays when I'm doing Morning Scone, I'm ready for work. I'm not wearing a hoodie. I'm just, because I'm dressed for work. But yes, I mean, I'm in shorts right now, but I put the hoodie on because because of the cold plunge. Yes. Adam, it's been a crazy NCAA baseball tournament so far. Have a nice day, Matt. Take care. Thank you, man. Brian, glad we dodged a bullet not getting Sorsby. That's a disaster for Texas Tech. I'm going to be real interested to see what happens there. I mean, I know they're going to go to court and try to get him eligible. Sesame Street, the musical. That's right. Tell Mommy that Daddy will do it. Say, Mommy, Daddy will do it. Daddy do it tomorrow. Mark John Bonham, son of Led Zeppelin drummer John Bonham, Jason Bonham, right? Is performing tonight at Baton Rouge. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, I know whenever Zeppelin, was it for the Live Aid? Whatever it was. They did like the one-time reunion show, and Jason Bonham played drums for him. Let's see, Matt, who's the 5-star prospects coming to visit LSU this weekend? Yeah, there are 4. So you've got Jalen Brewster, who's defensive lineman, number 1 player in the country. He's committed to Texas Tech. Easton Royal, number 1 receiver in the country, who's committed to Texas. Abraham Cissé, who's the defensive end out of Pennsylvania, uncommitted, but thought to be a heavy Notre Dame, Penn State lean. And then Xavier Saab is the other. He's a 5-star athlete. He's a receiver / safety who's on campus this weekend, also uncommitted. So 4. He's from Jersey, so he's made like 20 visits to Rutgers, which is their home state. But so 4 5-stars on campus this weekend for LSU. Hey, John Butler, good morning. Thanks for your dedication to LSU. Let's hope baseball is a dip, not a trend. I get questions while attending regional games at that school across the state. I bet you do. I think one of the things that's become pretty evident, right? When you look at, okay, Derek Curiel broke his ankle in November, which certainly contributed to his slow start. Freak accident. Your most consistent strike thrower was Cooper Moore. He broke a bone in his arm in a weightlifting accident. What, baby? You small, Erica?
You missed it, Erica.
What?
You missed it.
You missed it, Erica? I don't know. Jake Brown missed a final month with a hamate bone. Kason Evans missed, 4 starts? William Schmidt missed his final 2 starts. Chris Stanfield broke his hand sliding into home the second game of the season. Omar Sarna got stepped on, got spiked at the SEC tournament. I mean, I'm not saying the reason they missed the postseason was injuries. There was a lot of bad this year. But I also think if they stay healthy, it's reasonable to believe they at least make a regional, right? Now, it doesn't change the fact that some guys didn't develop. They didn't throw enough strikes. They misevaluated on portal guys. Like, all that is true. But it's part of the reason I would say I believe this is a one-off and not a trend.
You missed it, Erica.
What?
You missed.
He missed it, Erica. J.W. Bates, come up to Cedar Park, Texas. Great Pluckers here. There's Pluckers all over Texas, man. You get to Austin or Houston, yeah, man, make a point. Stop in the Pluckers. Hey, Ryan, good morning. Happy Saturday. PSG and Arsenal this morning. I think you're talking about soccer, and I'm just not familiar. Founder of Pluckers from New Orleans, Newman High School, best wings in the world. So, John, the Pluckers founders, it was a couple of guys that were college roommates at Texas, and you live in Austin. It started there. Well, so Steve Levy, who opened the Pluckers in Baton Rouge, is cousins with the founder. So Steve went to Austin, worked in the store in Austin to learn the business, came here and opened the one on Burbank, and then Bluebonnet. So I miss Pluckers. It kills me Alabama feels the need to schedule Chattanooga before playing Auburn, as if the game means something anymore, like Birmingham's watching. What? Got America. Got America. Let's see. Colin Simmons wanted to be a Tiger. DK Moore wanted to be a Tiger. I suppose Tristan Keys wanted to be a Tiger. Now Easton Royal wants to be a Tiger. All one common denominator. Yeah, man. I believe there are way more. Well, I'll tell you the difference with that one, though, is like Easton Royal is from Louisiana. I think it's true with every school in every signing class. You will have hard-fought recruiting battles, and for every kid will make decisions based on certain considerations, and that changes from player to player. And 2 things can be true. Like Jakeem Stewart can really love LSU and Louisiana and want to play at LSU. That could be a dream. And Southern Cal can offer him $2 million and he takes the money. Like, two things can be true at the same time. And I think you see things all the time. You see flips all the time. You see Lamar Brown commit early and stay solidly committed and sign. What?
You missed it.
You missed it, Erica? And then you can see Bryce Underwood get $12 million dropped in his lap at the last minute. The DeCorian Moore one wasn't really a surprise. The surprise was that he committed, sort of impulse committed when he was here. But it's true. It's like every Harlan Berry. He said at point blank, wanted to play at LSU, committed early, stayed pod committed, just what he always wanted to do. So like every kid just has different factors at play, right? That's why, honestly, I don't get super emotional about recruiting. Because there's nothing you can do. You can't make someone pick your school. All you can do in recruiting is the best you can do. Put forth your best foot. Work really hard. Roll out the red carpet. Show them how you're going to use them. Make their family feel comfortable. Hope they love the campus. What, baby?
You missed it, Erica.
You miss it, Erica? Now there's a financial component. So you determine what you believe their value is and you work out the finances. Like, oh, baby, what? What? Never heard of America? All you can do is put your best foot forward in recruiting. And if they don't pick you, that's okay. There's nothing, you can't like tie up a kid, put him in the closet and make him sign with you. You know what I mean? Jeffrey, good morning. Have a great day. All this informs me of is, boy, that's a lot of articles and prepositions. Although unlikely legal, a salary cap may not be so bad. So I agree with you, Pierce. Like, yes, I agree that would, because you know what would happen, Pierce, to your point, if you had a cap and you made the money even, right? Then what happens is the sport reverts to the way it was. Okay, well, if the money's even, then what takes over? Well, then it's the coaches and the history and the tradition and the stadium and the facilities and all that sort of stuff, right? Fan base, opportunity to win a championship, get to the NFL, all the things that used to matter. And I believe Lane Kiffin is kind of banking on that in time we will see things revert to the mean. So I think we see eye to eye on that. Anyway. Jeffrey Scone, love the hat Ryan had on yesterday. Is it possible to get one? What do you? He had the camo one on yesterday. Jeffrey, I think we may have some of those still in the closet at Parrish. And we got a big room with all of our swag, right? Shirts and the gear for our crews, for our workers, for everybody, for polos and t-shirts and hoodies and hats and all. I think about it. Like I tell you this all the time. It popped by the office. Like it's really, if you pop into the office and say, you just go into the office on Lavo Lane and say, "Hey, I watch Scone. He said if I come in, y'all give me a Parrish hat." We give me, of course, give you a Parrish hat. It's way better on someone's head than it is sitting in a closet. Gut feeling, pre-fall camp record prediction. What, baby? Mimi, Erica. Christian, I don't do gut feelings. I do informed opinions, and I keep telling people I can't give you an informed opinion on this team until I see Sam Leavitt. If you tell me Sam Leavitt's not going to play, I'm going to tell you they're probably a 7 or 8 win team. If Sam Leavitt is there and healthy and looks awesome, I think they could win double digits and be a playoff team and a contender. But if Sam Leavitt's not there, then they're not contending. Schedule's too tough and their quarterbacks aren't good enough. Hey, Jack, good morning. Griff Manjo. Oh, it was Kennedy Center Honors. Zeppelin. Cool. Well, no, I know that they did a Kennedy Center Honors, but did they play? Because I know they got a bunch of different artists to sing Zeppelin songs, but did they play? Brian, Matt, you recorded Locked On, didn't see one this morning. I'll do one today. So remember, the morning drops are for the week, and then weekend, it's we're not on that schedule, but I drop one every day. So I'll drop one today for sure. I just haven't done it today. We'll wrap this up and take Drew to ride elevators. I'll probably do one maybe mid-afternoon. Queen sang, Bottomson played drums, Sarah Whittem. No, so I've seen that, right? So I've seen the Kennedy, but I'm telling you, they did like a one-time reunion show for a charity. I need to look up what it was. I know I've seen the Kennedy Center Honors thing. That's not what I'm talking about. I'll look it up and find it. Brian saw the highlight of Coach O working with Brewster on some techniques, having a pep talk before running out the tunnel. Dude is happy to be back. No doubt, man. He's in his element. Drew is not here to take part. Drew is here to take over. That is true. Hope we get Curiel, Guidry, Milam back. Curiel seems to have the hardest decision to make. No, Curiel's got an easy decision to make. He's going to go. If Derek Curiel is a top 15 pick, he will and should sign. Guidry, it sounds like, is going to sign as well. It's 4 years. He's just ready. It sounds like. Milam is the one that actually could have the decision to make, because if he falls outside of the top 200, right, and he's going to be a 5th, 6th round pick, and someone's going to pay him $500,000, LSU would gladly scrap together $500,000 to get Steven Milam, to get their starting shortstop back next year. But that's going to be a Milam question. So do you take now? If Milam ends up getting $2 million, he's gone and should. But if he falls in that $400,000 or $500,000 range signing bonus, and LSU could match that, then he's got a real decision to make, because he can come back, make the same money, be a senior sign next year, probably start in Double-A as opposed to starting in rookie ball. And play, instead of playing rookie ball in low A next year, he plays another season of LSU baseball for the same amount of money, right? So Milam is the one that actually would really have the decision to make. Derek Curiel does not have a decision to make. Like, I believe him that he loves LSU and would want to play another year at LSU, but if he gets paid $5 million, he is going to sign and should sign. Underwood's mechanics are getting worse. Let's see. Me and the baby might be super. Okay. Love that. Yeah, yo, come on, man. We'll be there. Come on. The baby's name is Crew. Okay. All right. Yeah, so AFR Thursday, this coming Thursday, doing AFR from walk-ons in Lake Charles. I'll get the exact address of the walk-ons, but it's my understanding it's the one near McNeese's campus. So really looking forward to that. Hey, Brandon, good morning. Devin, Blue Bonnet location was as good as Burbank. Still better than any other wing place. I remember, man, when Steve opened Blue Bonnet, we're talking about Pluckers. I remember having the convo with him, because that used to be a Bennigan's, and he did a gut renovation of it. And spent a lot of money, because there was nothing in Baton Rouge like it at the time. I mean, even the walk-ons in town, good sports bars, but like Steve went next level with that Pluckers when they opened it in 2011, which that's been 15 years now, right? But what?
Never
Never heard of him, babe?
Valley.
Never heard of him, Barry?
Barry.
Okay. What were we talking about? I forgot what we were talking about. Q, what up? Pico, what up, man? Brandon, supper club, not dinner club. Supper club is what we're looking for. Bring them to supper club. And they do, by the way. They have their rotation of restaurants where they bring recruits. Supper club, Stabs, Rufino's, where they'll bring recruits they're trying to close. Oh, yeah. Bryce Underwood proved that recruiting is never over until you have ink to paper. That one stings. Do you feel he would have thrived in Lane's system? Well, I think the bigger question, Brian, is if you had Bryce Underwood, is Brian Kelly still the coach? Is Joe Sloan still the OC? Like, do you make that change? I'm not saying you make a coaching change because of one player, but also with Nussmeier's injury, does last year go differently with Underwood instead of Van Buren? What if you scratch out a couple more wins? Well, instead of being 7-5, what if you beat Oklahoma? Now, I understand at that point, Kelly had already been fired, but I don't know. What if it went differently? Financial component was always there in the SEC. Yeah. I'm not denying the fact that people had brown bags and slipped money, but like there are some amounts that you may have in your head that just aren't real. So, like, did families get slipped cash here and there? And of course, everywhere. Yes. I also know a lot of people that I know stories of high profile recruits that got money from certain places that didn't end up at that place because it's a bag of cash, man. You're not tracking anything. Oh, you want me to give you your money back? Oh, cool. Why don't you go sue me? Let's have it public that you gave me money. It just wasn't enough it matters like to you and me, but to the people putting the money in the bag of cash didn't matter enough. Do you think we've moved on from Elijah Haven? Yes. They didn't recruit Elijah Haven. It's the weirdest thing. I mean, I guess I could say this now. When I was at Super Bowl Radio Row, I saw Elijah and his dad Kwame. They were there for Elijah's done a deal with EA Sports, right? An NIL deal. Which has now been announced. At the time, it had not yet been announced. And so keep in mind, that was beginning of February. Lane was hired December 1st. So it was 2 months after Lane Kiffin had been hired. At that point, Lane Kiffin, no one on staff had talked to Elijah Haven. Like they did not, they did not recruit Elijah Haven. They got Pop Houston. They're committed to Pop Houston. He's their guy. Like they did not recruit Elijah Haven. But I agree with you. I hope it doesn't bite them. That's like two things can be true at the same time. I know I talked about this before, and people kind of got up in arms about it. But like two things can be true at the same time. Like you can be thrilled to have Peyton Houston. You could look at him at prospect camp, is dealing and slinging and looks awesome. He's recruiting for you and Elite 11 and is fired up to be a Tiger. And all that. That's awesome. That's true. Also true is Elijah Haven's 6'5", monster arm, been starter for 4 years at Dunham and number one quarterback in the country, and he's in Baton Rouge, and now he's going to Bama, and that could bite you. Like those two things can be true. So you got to make a decision. They made a decision. So rally behind Peyton Houston. I mean, Pop's the LSU guy, and they're committed to Peyton Houston. I mean, he is their guy. Random hypothetical. If Blake gets a head coaching job next year and Aranda gets fired, how do you feel about Aranda coming back? Oh, I'd be fired up about that. Oh, man. I mean, Dave Aranda's brilliant defensive coach, defensive coordinator. I know his family loved Baton Rouge. It was really hard. I mean, he turned down. Dave Aranda had head coaching interest before he took the Baylor job and offers that he turned down because his family didn't want to leave. So I think there could be a strong pullback here for them. Club, what's up? Jeffrey, I was in London with Zeppelin for charity. I believe it was in the last decade. I think it was like the Live Aid. Here it is. Led Zeppelin reunited at historic Live Aid charity concert July 13, 1985 at JFK Stadium in Philadelphia. It was their first major performance following the death of John Bonham in 1980. Here it is.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. The reason I said Curiel had a hard decision because he'd come back fully healthy, display power, jump to a top 10 pick. Maybe, but he's not. That's such a slim margin, right? To say if you're going to be a top 15 pick to go to a top 5 pick, it's such a slim margin. And what if you come back, get hurt, and you slide? So, you know. Do a GoFundMe for Mayo to Paris. This makes me great pluggers even more. I've got E.H. Taylor 4 grain by chance. So Q. I had a bottle of E.H. Taylor 4 grain 8 years ago, and they stopped producing it. And it's delicious. It's probably the best E.H. Taylor. Now, I love the E.H. Taylor full proof or barrel proof, but E.H. Taylor 4 grain is outstanding, and they haven't produced it in 7 years, something like that. So I am jonesing to get a bottle. My buddy Dave Schultz, told me he was in, like, he popped on here earlier this week, said he was in line at the distillery to get a bottle of it. I don't know if he did. And there's supposed to be a limited release to retailers in Kentucky and Louisiana, because obviously it's a Sazerac company. It's Buffalo Trace, which is owned by Sazerac Company, which is a Louisiana company. So I am calling every retailer I know. Did you get 4 grain? 4 grain? 4 grain? I'm putting out all feelers that I would love a bottle of E.H. Taylor 4 grain, as I have not had it in 8 years. I would love to have 4 grain again. Live Aid, Phil Collins, and Tony Thompson played drums. Okay. Devin, what did the staff see in Haven to make them not want him? What do they know Bama doesn't? Well, keep in mind, there's 2 staffs, because the old staff is the one that took Peyton Houston's commitment. And then when Lane Kiffin got the job, he maintained Peyton Houston's commitment and did not recruit Haven. And they were not recruiting Haven, by the way, at Ole Miss. So, I don't know. I think I'll give you an opinion. So just to be very clear, this is I don't know that you would ever get anybody to acknowledge this, but this is my opinion. And I do think, even though this is opinion, that in some respect is factored in. I think being bitten by the Bryce Underwood thing a year prior definitely affected the way the former staff approached recruiting Elijah Haven. Because they didn't want to have the same thing happen. You know, you had the guy from Baton Rouge, in this case. Underwood was from Michigan, but what if you had this guy committed and last minute someone drops a bag on him and he flips from you? I think that certainly influenced their thinking in recruiting the position. And you couple that with the fact that they really like Peyton Houston. So, and listen, I know people have said about Elijah Haven, you know, he plays 2A ball, like so did Arch Manning. I didn't hurt Arch. And that, you know, say, well, his arm slot, his throwing motion, like, then coach him. You know, like, you can't coach a 6'5", great athlete, great kid, super smart, all that stuff. Like, I think the world of Elijah Haven. It sucks he's going to Bama, because even if he didn't go to LSU, like, I wish he would have gone to like Michigan, Ohio State, USC, Penn State. Just like, I hate the fact that he's going to a place you're going to see him in the SEC. But yeah, man, it's a weird thing. Like, they didn't recruit him. Q, supposedly Sass House is doing secret drops. I've heard that. I firmly believe there was no reality Haven was getting up here. I don't believe that. Hey, Pierce, I'm telling you with absolute 100% certainty, you are wrong. Period. Pierce, look in my eyes. You are wrong. Period. Zeppelin performed a full set December 10, 2007. Oh, that's the one. So that's the one. That was the live 8, right? Which was like the follow-up to Live 8 20 years later. Pink Floyd played 2, right? Isn't that the one? At O2. What is that what I'm thinking of? Live 8? Or what was it? Wasn't it that? December 10th, so O2. There it is. Plant, Page, John Paul Jones, and Jason Bonham. That's the one I'm thinking of. 16-song set. First time since they played in. That's it. That's the one at O2 Arena. But what wasn't it a charity? But didn't they do it for charity? Celebration Day reunion. And whatever. That's what I thought it was for charity. Maybe not, but that's the one I was thinking of. Stadlers, if you look at the guy's link, if and has recruited at Q. Rob, on your way to Lake Charles, if you want to stop in rain, I'll give you poor Blanton's gold local store pick I have. I haven't pulled out the box yet. Very cool. I just candidly, Rob, probably won't. I'll probably just roll right through. But that's a great offer, and I appreciate it very much. I do have a bottle of Blanton's Gold. It's not a store pick, but I do have a bottle of Blanton's Gold that I haven't opened either. Devin, I hate that he's at Bama. Other schools will use that against us. I just hate that he's at Bama because you'll have to play against him. What year did AFR do away with call-ins? I remember speed dialing to get my question in. I don't know, man. I never really took calls. I mean, sometimes we'll do like the freak jury. Sometimes there would be like specific topics where it's like, you know, if you wanted to react to a it something like that, it's been a long time, man. Let's see. Do you think Easton will actually flip knowing the amount of money Texas has? Well, here's the thing. I think LSU can make the money what with Texas for Easton Royal because they're prioritizing. They think this staff thinks Easton Royal is a plug and play day one impact guy, so they will spend on him. So I don't think that's it. I think you have. I think Easton Royal's from Louisiana is getting a lot of pressure from guys that he's friends with from the state to stay. He has some people close to him internally that want him to leave the state. So we'll see what happens. It'll probably go down to signing day. So we'll see what happens. Might be their concert for record label. Think of the money Zeppelin would make if they did a residency at the Sphere in Vegas. That's true. I don't think it's about the money for them though, man. I think they've made plenty. Let's see. I was trying to say, if you look at the quarterbacks Lane has recruited in the past, Hazen. So I have done that. I have looked at when you look at the profile, I mean, Haven's 6'5" and all that sort of stuff. But you had Austin Simmons this past year at Ole Miss, and he profiles similarly. He profiles similarly to Haven than Trinidad Chambliss. Like he's 6'4", 215. So Simmons does actually profile closer to Haven. It was a benefit honoring former Atlanta Records co-founder. Just commenting for the algorithm. Thank you. I appreciate it greatly. Just read where Jay said he's bringing all assistants back next year. Your thoughts on that? I'm good with it. I don't think there's any reason to be reactionary. I don't think you have to make a change just for the sake of making a change. I remember calling the show to talk about the Joe Pa thing. You let me rant and go off. It was great. Okay. Got it. I think we're done, y'all. All right. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. I got to get a story published for noon anyway up at LouisianaSports.net. So let's jump. All right. Have a great day. Thanks for being here. All of our sponsors linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. Y'all have a great day. See you. Peace. I'm out of here.